Hey, it's Kev. I want to isolate a moment um, where I'm naming something. Okay. And this is a good example of collaboration. And I don't think I'll have time to do this in the live training. So I'm giving it to you here, isolated. All right. So, talking about the frame for how this whole process works, right? Want to call it, a wheel or something, a circle. We're talking about how to show it in one visual graphic, right? And then I realized, oh wait, we're actually creating the unique mechanism for how this whole process works. So I say I like the circle, but this is great. We're creating a unique mechanism here, breakthrough moment. I think I'll try building this in Sketchfile to keep it light and fun. So get into that, starts focusing on that, but then I realize, because what were we calling it here? Something lame. And I said, let's put some worth, circle flow. I'm like, super vague, right? Very generic. Said, let's decide the noun first. This is specifically about voice. Is this, and I'm asking it, just like you would a person sitting across from me. What are we really talking about? Voice, idea, collaboration. So now it goes into this more analytical, but still in a conversational tone. I mean, it's just such a great brainstorm, right? And again, you're in complete control of it, but you're getting all the feedback you could ever need and want in real time. And so, just like any collaboration, you're using your filter to decide what sticks and what doesn't. It just moves much, much faster. So we go through and look how it breaks it down. Possible core nouns, creative code, voice engine, idea machine, signal system. And then it starts breaking down. Here's what I like best. I like these. These are really creative flywheel, signal system. And then dig this. It even says live example line. Because I know ultimately this is, the final test for me on a name of something is like, do I like saying it? Does it feel good? Can I hear other people saying it? Is it clear? Right? Can you kind of own the name? So today you're building out your creative flywheel. This is your signal system. Train it once. We're installing your expression engine. So just right there, like saying them out loud. I don't like expression engine. That's just not even fun to say. Signal system is, so I tell it, creative flywheel is leading for me. But I said, and then I always go check, quick Google search to see, is it in use? Is it a known term? It is, so I'm like, I'd like to get something original. I told it, signal system is vague, could mean a lot of things. Also not fun to say. Lots of S, no hard consonants. Expression engine, same, lands flat for me. Now, it's important to point out, this is part of the training, right? Like you really have to do this back and forth. A lot of people I'm finding, will kind of stop here and go, wow, depending on how long you've been using it, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like broke this down, and you kind of have a holy shit moment there. But if you stop there and just choose one, um, you know, you're not continuing to train the system. So you need to have this back and forth conversation, like work together to get to it together. Again, same as you would with a human collaborator. You wouldn't like go, "Wow, we had some really good ideas today. I'm gonna go now, and I'll run. Maybe I'll see you, in a couple of days, and we'll pick right up from where we were." You have to finish. You have to, finish that session if you're gonna um, be able to close the loop, right? So, all right. So reiterates that, and so now we're eliminating. What are we really after? We want something that feels alive, kinetic, and inevitable, like a flywheel, feels original and ownable. It's fun and satisfying to say. Hard consonants, rhythm ties directly to creative energy plus voice deployment. So this is exactly right. It's and you just get how, because I told it that, it's now honing in on where we need to be, right? It needs to be fun to say. It needs to feel good. So now it's great. So again, we're starting the brainstorm over with more definition. And here's a few I could hear you saying live, which is funny because it's never heard me talk really. Um, and it really likes this voice dynamo thing. The word dynamo isn't me at all, but I can see why it thinks it would be because I love the 70s and I love soul and those things, right? But cadence cycles, origin wheel, So again, we just going back and forth. It likes voice dynamo, and I'm like, so I'm feeling the word loop, which I don't even know if loop was in here. Oh yeah, here it was rhythm loop, voice loop, and I'm like, oh, looping. I know I always loop my ideas verbally. I have to get them out. I have to go through this process, right? So looping ideas. So now I'm telling it, I'm feeling the word loop. That's really what this process is. Looping ideas through the process so they can develop. Reminds me a bit of a clay wheel. You shape it as it spins. So loop and wheel seem to be the most resonant with me. Dynamo isn't landing for me. Again, just this is the conversation you would have, right? Blah blah blah. So based on your new insights, again, now so whole new list of ones to consider. Now, imagine if this was just me alone, I wouldn't come up with most of these. And you need the bad ones to get to the good ones, right? So now, as you can see, I've decided I like loop. It's in almost all of these, but it's still going back to wheel just in case. Things to consider: loop implies continual refinement, perfect for your system. Wheel, slightly heavier, implies building momentum toward a goal. Loop is lighter, more playful, easier to build into a casual speech. Just right, like really good feedback. So it likes voice loop, origin loop, creation loop. Again, prompts me to say it out loud for myself to see how it feels. Um, my personal gut read based on your soul, voice, and creative code overall vibe. Voice loop is the truest, cleanest, and most ownable. Fits training, fits the outcome, fits you. Easy to say, natural in speech, easy to visualize. And I thought about this and I almost pushed back harder, but then I realized we're not renaming. It's a mechanism, right? And voice loop, again, I didn't invent a word or anything. It's not like trademarkable, but within the system, I can see it becoming, if you're training um, ChatGPT on voice, you got to use, Kevin's voice loop. It's in his creative code, right? So it's good enough. So then it's like, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's just do it. Creative code voice loop. And now it outlines how we'll remember the whole thing that started this rabbit hole was just coming up with a visual, not even. And then I realized the mechanism's in there. So we spent all the time naming the mechanism. Now we're back to creating the diagram for the voice loop. Okay. Again, just like you would in real life with someone else. But what's cool is you never forget, or ChatGPT never forgets why you're doing this. And in real life, you could be like, if you spent like an hour going through all this shit and going, oh, we got our mechanism, now we got to name it. And now you're like, it's time for a drink. Or it's like, let's go to lunch, and you never get to the diagram, and maybe the diagram never gets made. And you know what I mean? So things get compromised, but things never get compromised here because it's here, it's saved. And I always tell it along the way, like, note this, like, let's bookmark this. I don't want to lose this but I'm clear with it. Like we're still in brainstorm mode. But we need to hold on to this idea, and boom, you're covered. And man, that alone that's when I say, like, I don't understand how anybody's not using the tool. It's moments like this, if nothing else, where it's like, you're not going to lose stuff that you would have lost before, or you never got to, or didn't make it in, right? It's like, if you're going to make a perfect record of 10 songs, you better have 100 songs to choose from. Okay. So there you go. And now I told it I'm using SketchWow. Didn't have to, it knows what SketchWow is, which is amazing. I don't have to explain it. And it gave me the exact prompt for SketchWow, and now I'll go see how that works out. But I wanted to show you an example of a naming brainstorm in the process. Hope that's helpful.